Hey, Wayne here. I haven't posted anything with me in it in a little bit. I thought I'd come on here tonight and share some news with you guys. Um, if you could, before we go any further, please like, subscribe, and comment and share. That would really help my channel grow. I'm pretty new at this, so you guys excuse the lighting in the room. Uh, I'm not set up like I want to be right now, but we got about 5 stories to share with you, and you guys comment down below and let me know what you think. Uh, Opinions, criticisms, ideas, whatever. It's all about free speech if you ask me. But anyway, number one is Russia launches the biggest aerial barrage of the war and kills 30 civilians, Ukraine says. Kiev, Ukraine. Russia launched 122 missiles and dozens of drones against Ukraine targets, officials said Friday, killing at least 30 civilians across the country in what an Air Force official called the biggest aerial barrage of the war. At least 144 people were wounded and an unknown number were buried under rubble. During the roughly 18-hour onslaught, Ukraine officials said a maternity hospital, apartment blocks, and schools were among the buildings reported damaged across Ukraine. In the capital, Kiev, broken glass and mangled metal littered city streets. Air raid and emergency service sirens wailed as plumes of smoke drifted into the sky. It's pretty sad. There was an explosion, then flames, she said. I covered my head and got down in the street. Then I ran into the subway station. Meanwhile, in Poland, authorities said that what apparently was a Russian missile had entered the country's airspace. Great. Here comes Article 5. Friday morning from the direction of Ukraine and then vanished off radar. In the attack on Ukraine, the Air Force intercepted most of the ballistic and cruise missiles and the Shahed-type drones overnight, said Ukraine's military chief Valery. I'm not even going to try that. Is that something? Western officials and analysts had recently warned the Russian limited its cruise missile strikes for months in an apparent effort to build up stockpiles for massive strikes during the winter, hoping to break the Ukrainian spirit. The result was the most massive aerial attack since Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. Air Force Commander Mykola Alashunk wrote on his official Telegram channel, it topped the previous big assault in November 2022 when Russia launched 96 missiles and this year's biggest with 81 missiles on March 9th, according to Air Force records. Fighting along the front line is largely bogged down by winter weather after Ukraine's summer counteroffensive failed to make a significant breakthrough along the roughly 1,000 kilometer, 620-mile line of contact. Ukrainian officials have urged the country's Western allies to provide it with more air defenses. Their appeals have come to signs of war fatigue, strained effort to keep support in place. The UN Security Council hastily convened later Friday to discuss the attack, which Assistant Secretary General Khalid Kahir called appalling. That sounds pretty bad. You guys think Ukraine should surrender? Sounds like Russia's really taking them out. They don't. I watched a thing on the news the other day. They're running out of young people to fight. All the young people in Ukraine are dead. They got 40, 50-year-old men on the front lines. I was all for Ukraine when this first started. I'm still for Ukraine. I wish they could win, but it sounds like things ain't going good for them. President Joe Biden said in a statement that the bombardment shows Russian President Vladimir Putin must be stopped. But unless Congress takes urgent action in the new year, we will not be able to continue sending the weapons and vital air defense systems Ukraine needs to protect its people. Congress must step up and act now. Well, what happens if there ain't no people over there to use the military stuff we're sending them? British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said the attack should stir the world to further action in support of Ukraine. These widespread attacks on Ukraine cities show Putin will stop at nothing to achieve his aim of eradicating freedom and democracy. Sunak said on a social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, we must continue to stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes. Uh, my concern is we're going to wind up with American boots on the ground over there. They're running out of people to fight, nobody's asking for peace on either side. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned Russia's attack in the strongest terms and said attacks against civilians are unacceptable and must end immediately, according to a statement. Okay, you guys let me know what you think about that. Should Ukraine cave in, or should we go over there with the boots on the ground? I don't believe that. What do you think? Okay, the state of Maine bars Trump from ballot as U.S. Supreme Court weighs state's authority to block former president. Portland, Maine, Associated Press, Maine's Democratic Secretary of State on Thursday removed former President Donald Trump from the state's presidential primary ballot under the Constitution's insurrection clause, becoming the first election official to take action unilaterally as the U.S. Supreme Court is poised to decide whether Trump remains eligible to return to the White House. I don't see how it's constitutional at all for one person to decide this, whether Trump be Trump or anybody else. This person can't be on the ballot. I don't understand it. I don't think this whole take Trump off the ballot is going to go much further anyway. As soon as it reaches the Supreme Court, I think they're going to shoot it down. At least I hope so. The decision by Secretary of State Shannon Bellows follows a ruling earlier this month by the Colorado Supreme Court that booted Trump from the ballot there under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which is not even about the President of the United States. That decision has been stayed until the U.S. Supreme Court decides whether Trump is barred by the Civil War era provision, which prohibits those who engage in insurrection from holding office. Well, for one, he's never been charged with insurrection, much less convicted. So I don't know how they can punish him for something he's not even been, I thought we were supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. The Trump campaign said it would appeal Bellows' decision to Maine state courts, and Bellows suspended her ruling until that court system rules on the case. In the end, it is likely that the nation's highest court will have the final say on whether Trump appears on the ballot in Maine and in other states. I think they're going to shoot it down. I sure hope so. I don't see how that could stand. Bellows found that Trump could no longer run for his prior job because his role in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol violated Section 3, which bans from office those who engaged in insurrection. Bellows made the ruling after some state residents, including a bipartisan group of former lawmakers, challenged Trump's position on the ballot. Now, again, let me know. I like hearing from you guys. I'm not doing this thing live just yet, but I'm coming along, and I'll be there soon. Okay, South Africa launches case at top UN court accusing Israel of genocide in Gaza. The Hague, Netherlands, Associated Press, South Africa launched a case Friday at the United Nations top court accusing Israel of genocide against Palestinians in Gaza and asking the court to order Israel to halt its attacks. The first such challenge made at the court over the current war, Israel swiftly rejected the filing with disgust. South Africa's submission to the International Court of Justice alleges that the act and omissions by Israel are genocidal in character, as they are committed with the intent to destroy Palestinians in Gaza. I don't believe that. They got to go after Hamas, and they're all hiding behind these people. As a part of the broader Palestinian national, racial, and ethnic group, South Africa has been a fierce critic of Israel's military campaign in Gaza. Many there, including President, let me see if I can get this right, Cyril Ramaphosa, have compared Israel's policies regarding Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank with South Africa's past apartheid regime of racial segregation. Israel rejects such allegations. Of course they do. South Africa asked the Hague-based court to issue an interim order for Israel to immediately suspend its military operations in Gaza. I don't think that's going to happen. A hearing into that request is likely in the country's days the coming days or weeks. The case, if it goes ahead, will take years, but an interim order could be issued within a week. Okay. Everybody's, I hope Israel's not doing what they're being accused of doing, but I don't, how do you expect Israel, after Hamas flew in, parachuted in, drove in, broke down gates, killed all these people, tortured them, raped them, blowed arms and legs off and all that stuff, and caught people on fire, killed babies. How do they expect Israel to act? Wouldn't that, that'd be like after 9/11 here in the United States. Israel getting a hold of the White House and saying, don't do anything. You can't defend yourself. I mean, it's crazy. Okay, let's go forward here. Missile strikes in Ukraine show Putin must be stopped, Biden says. Kristen Stead St. Croix, Reuters. U.S. President Joe Biden on Friday called Russia's latest missile barrage on Ukraine a stark reminder that Russian President Vladimir Putin remained committed to destroying Ukraine and said he must stop. Biden, in a statement issued during his vacation to St. Croix, said the overnight attack, which killed 31 civilians and wounded over 120 across Ukraine, was the largest aerial assault since Moscow launched its invasion in February 2022. It is a stark reminder to the world that after nearly 2 years of this devastating war, Putin's objective remains unchanged. He seeks to obliterate Ukraine and subjugate its people. He must be stopped, Biden said. Okay, how do we stop him? They're running out of Ukrainians to fight. But, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Oh, this was kind of funny if you ask me. Nikki Haley's Civil War flub proves distracting in key state of New Hampshire. Nikki Haley's unwillingness at first to say that slavery was the cause of the Civil War during an event in New Hampshire town hall this week is proving to be the gaffe she can't escape in the state where she can't underperform. Well, yeah, she can underperform. Haley's comments came during an event in Berlin, New Hampshire, after a voter asked what she thought the cause of the Civil War was. Haley responded that it was over how government was going to run the freedoms and what people could and could not do. Her answer notably did not mention the freedom that was at the heart of the matter, the ability to own slaves. Yeah. In the more than 48 hours since, Haley has tried to walk back the comment, saying the following day on Good Morning New Hampshire that, of course, the Civil War was about slavery, but she has also continued to center her responses to the questions on things like individual freedom and economic freedom as underlying drivers that caused the Civil War. In addition, she has said that the person who asked the question was a plant sent by Democrats, an assertion made without evidence. Let me know if you think think that was a Democrat plant or just a very smart question. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole article. I think it's kind of funny though. Okay, it looks like it's up. That's all we got today. Please, if you've come this far, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. The like and the subscribe will really help my channel grow. Well, all of it will. But I'm going to go for now. We'll see you next time. I'm going to try to put more stuff up like this. I'm just not getting started, so bear with me. Thanks for watching my show. We will talk soon.